Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. I'm Will, and I'm joined by my co-host over here, the Grease. Say hello, Grease.
What's up, everybody? I am back from a little trip up north, Will.
Yeah, I think we need to give the people what they're really looking for, though.
Right.
Yeah.
So y'all are aware that I went up to Detroit for the Pours in the Park Bourbon Junkies hang, and it was incredible. We're going to get to that. Dan and Sean are going to be joining us shortly, so share this with everybody. Subscribe, hit the like button, and that would be amazing because they're coming up soon.
Yeah.
The other thing is that James and I went up there and we flew up there to source some barrels for Oak and Thieves prior to the event to do some blending. And I don't know if you saw it last week, the whole back and forth about him riding on a plane. So we thought it would be great to get a very quick, short story synopsis of that.
Nothing
of that event.
James has ever done has been a short story synopsis.
But dude, this is so on brand.
So we are going to add James to the stream now because James,
do it on that side.
You went on your first solo flight. How did that go for you, buddy?
You want the good or the bad?
Good. I want the nitty gritty first. I want the dirty.
Well, I mean, we started out and there was 10,000 people in line at 5 a.m. in Atlanta, and I was really worried about making it on time. So Will told me, he said, "Yeah, just add it to your Google Wallet or your Apple Wallet." I've never done anything like that. So my boarding pass. Can you hear me? You're looking.
No, we got it. We're just waiting.
This is not a quick synopsis, but I'm enjoying it because he's shirtless.
I didn't wear my seatbelt because some lady was asleep on it, so I was worried I was going to crash. But in fact,
I'm so glad he did his words well.
I know.
He's staying away from certain adjectives.
I told Grease to let him talk, and it's already going exactly how I expected it.
Sorry.
Well, you gave me words I couldn't say. So
yeah.
So lady slept on your seatbelt on Spirit Airlines, so you weren't able to buckle up. I'm surprised they let you take off without buckling up. But
well, I mean, they kept coming and looking, and I thought they were eyeing me, and then I didn't want to grab the seatbelt from under her bottom, afraid she would slap me.
Because she was asleep.
Yeah, she was asleep.
Right.
I mean,
She has no idea. Like, if she wakes up to that hand under there, she's like, I don't know where we've been, but I sure as heck know where we ain't going.
Yeah, Grease is also, he's going to tell your story for you once again.
Hey, I mean, he asked it. So then Grease wants to, how about say one of those words? He wants to gripe at me for spending $34.
That Outback.
You know how far I walked for $34? I walked all the way from 17 to like 38 to go to Chick-fil-A.
I did too. I went there.
We know. So I'm confused why Grease was so upset. What did you have at your nice Outback meal in the Detroit airport?
Cheese fries and a few beers.
There you go. That's a perfect
I
meal.
was wondering how I got that high because, I mean,
what are you talking about? That's the thing. You spent $22. He spent $34.
Well, I know.
That's not that big of a difference.
Fries, though.
And that's not that big of a difference.
I thought he had like a blooming onion or something. I don't know. All right. So, James, you got there. You made it there safe, which is great.
You're like skipping over everything.
Well, no, I want to get to what we were doing.
I wanted him to talk a little bit, but you did most of the talking like I was afraid you would.
It's just not moving.
Because you keep interrupting the man.
Not true.
James, I want to hear a couple good highlights from your air travel other than just the seatbelt. Yeah.
You shared water with a lady.
There was a lady so I was in this aisle, and then there was this other guy. Apparently 3 people had the exact same seat number on their boarding pass.
That checks out.
Yeah.
So, but this nice old lady, and by the way, her name was Diane.
Oh.
This older lady, and she it was her 60th birthday, but she couldn't. No, 61st. Sorry, she broke her leg or something on her 60th birthday last year. She was going to Vegas, and she had already missed 3 plane flights. So we had to hear all about that.
Yeah.
So,
was it her fault or theirs?
She claimed it was theirs.
With I'm saying with the state of the airline industry, though, I think it's probably on them.
Well, I felt bad, and I bought her a drink. So.
You darn right you did. How much were waters again? Like if you just wanted a water on a plane?
I think it was $350.
How much? What did you get? What kind of booze did you get on the flight? What they have?
Buffalo Trace.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah, Buffalo. How much was the Buffalo Trace?
I don't know.
$8 probably.
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you take a 350 and you make that zero like normal flights, really that Buffalo Trace is only like $5.
Sure. I mean, I guessed with the price, but yeah.
All right. So what were we doing there, James? Why did we go?
We went to look at some. Look at there. He paid back. Andrew Bolin paid back for Outback. Look at that.
Drew Bolin says, "Hey boys, here's the Outback back. Love you, Grease." Thanks, Drew. We appreciate it, buddy.
We were there testing stock for a blend that we have coming up.
Yeah, it's going to be a private label Oak and Thieves blend. You can check us out at oakandthieves.com.
Mm-hmm.
James, are you pretty pleased with what we had to work with? You think you're going to be able to make something out of it?
I was pleased and displeased.
Okay.
So, we all thought that Grease wouldn't be any help, period. Okay. And in fact, he wasn't. I don't know what I was more disappointed in, him coming in halfway drunk or him claiming that he was drunk off of 4 drinks. I don't know which was more concerning.
Full on good to go. I went
It's not what you said to me on the way over there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it died down a little bit. It died down by the time I got there for sure. And then I got pizza in me.
Yeah, he ate 17 slices of pizza.
So if you're wondering, out of the 4 people involved in Oak and Thieves, which one is the irresponsible one? It's the Grease, because he can't contain himself when he's not supervised.
Yeah, James got up at 3:30 a.m. and then he did that whole thing, and then he flew back that night and he got back at 1:30 a.m. Like, he's a man.
Do you think you will fly again? Oh yeah. You upgraded your seat on the way home. Tell us about that.
If y'all would have let me do it, the week before, it would have cost us $40 less. But y'all wanted to punish me for what reason I do not know.
I love the fact that James upgrades to first class, and I say, "Hey James,
first of all,
how's first class?" And he goes, "Ain't nothing different except just a bigger seat."
Yeah, I was about to say, let's be really cautious with how we're throwing out that first class term. He just got more leg room.
Do you think it's an exit row seat or the bulkhead seat?
I think he could probably tell us where it was.
Yeah, no, it was actually so on Spirit they have 3 seats. Normal rows have 3 seats on each side. So first class is 2 seats on each side.
That's a decent amount of room.
Okay.
Yeah, and I had no one in front of me. I mean, I could literally kick the stewardess.
Well, we don't say that anymore. They're flight attendants now.
Yeah,
it was all dudes. So
the stewardesses were all dudes. He said.
I mean, I thought Stewart's a dude.
That got me. That was a good one, James.
I mean, but the biggest thing about it is I'm a big fella. I'm not small. And then when you got this old lady on your left, and you got this girl that's asleep. Normally when I sleep with my wife and she rears her butt up, she's going to fart on me. So I was waiting for that to come every bump.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, every turbulence bump.
Yeah, how was the turbulence? Because I know that's been an issue you've had in the past.
So, I said words I can't say on here. But going up there, hardly any. They were flying at 35,000 feet. So then we get on, and the pilot's talking to us first class people. And
how did he do that? Or over the intercom,
Well, yeah,
but he was out there talking to us, and he said,
he left the other guy at the wheel.
Yeah, first flight. No, this is before the flight. Sorry.
Oh, take the till.
Yeah, and he was saying, we haven't flown today. We think, maybe 33 to 35 or 34,000 feet. I said, nah, man, 35,000 feet's where it's at. So literally during the flight, we had a lot of turbulence. I mean, it was shaking, and I'm kind of a professional now. I had 2 flights in one day, so he literally is shaking,
yeah.
But it's shaking enough to where they play an onboard game, the flight attendants, and so I won the first game. Anyway,
what was the game?
Guess the song and the artist.
They start singing and playing songs.
Yeah.
I don't like this one bit.
Ludacris and Jermaine Dupri. Welcome to Atlanta. And I guess
you're like, got it.
Yeah, for real. Well, anyway,
might as well be a
when
gimme.
He finally smoothed out, he come over the intercom and said, "Yep, 35,000 feet."
And you're like, I won that game too.
Yeah.
Oh, you told them where the smooth air was.
You're basically a pilot.
I think so. I can birth a baby and fly a plane.
You also went over a different country. Was that your first time
international travel?
Yeah.
Well, the first, so Ryan and I left after Ryan fell asleep at the wheel. We left and we were going to Canada. And I'm like, do I need a passport? I mean, it was only 20 minutes away. And turns out I needed a passport. But then I did actually fly into Canada for 3 minutes.
Oh. Well, that's pretty good. So that's the first time you've been out of the good old US and A.
I didn't know your wife was named Canada.
Oh my gosh. Do you think you will travel solo ever again?
Yeah, I mean, might as well. First class though, that bigger seat.
So you're okay.
Oh, I found a way to rob Wi-Fi too.
Rob Wi-Fi.
I don't think you should say that.
All right. How do you rob Wi-Fi?
Connect to it, but don't put the password in. You can still look at Facebook.
Oh, yeah. It's a little workaround.
Spirit Airlines.
they haven't hired the right coder.
Yeah, like, the colonel of the skies.
James is going.
What James doesn't know is that Facebook actually downloads content so that you can view some things offline.
On some of them, there is a workaround. Like as long as it's connected, but some apps will still work. So
yeah, I drove by the airport today and connected to the Wi-Fi.
Just went and tried it just to.
Well, let's see. Oh, never mind.
James, thank you so much for joining us. I know you got to get to bed. That's why you're already half naked.
Yes. No, I'm all naked. I just didn't show the bottom half.
Hang on a second, but he said there was a good thing and a bad thing, and I don't know if he said the bad thing was me being there.
Yeah.
And the good thing was what? Dude, I was really impressed with that hybrid, which was a French.
You just asked him a question and then didn't let him answer. That's
okay. I'm coming to you in 2 seconds after I say something, James.
All right. I mean, so yeah, we found a good base for our blend. The one thing that Grease wanted to make sure we had in there, every time I decreased it, it got better. Most likely when it comes here and I'm playing with it and Bob comes over and says, okay, it'll probably not have any of that in there. Sorry.
Yeah. That's about right.
Yeah. Hey, we love you, Grease. You're entertaining.
Sometimes.
I know what good whiskey tastes like.
Well, yeah. When people present you a whiskey and say this is a good whiskey and you try it, you're like, yeah, you're right.
It's pretty good.
That's a good one.
Right.
James, thanks for joining us for a minute. We had to get the tail end of that airport story because everybody loved it. We've got Sean and Dan coming up here in a minute.
Sean's here fashionably early,
which is odd because this is the opposite of Whiskey Weekend.
No.
Dan was ready to go and Sean wasn't. Yeah, that's
how did the pork in the park go? Pork's in the park. Sorry,
there was a lot of pork.
Thank you, James. James, have a good night, buddy.
There was quite a bit of porking going on.
All right, so
let's talk to Sean first because Sean's pretty, and Dan's not here yet. But we're gonna bring Sean on here because he's got a lot of things to say. The first thing I need to address, though, however, is Sean. Why is your hat on? Oh man, he's muted.
Yeah, that's attractive.
You're gonna have to unmute
for reasons.
Oh wow, for reasons why?
Who knows? Sean? Who even knows?
What do you mean? Y'all posted on the group last night or yesterday. There it is. Whoa.
What's going on?
It's like boy band situation. He's got frosted tips, Will.
Why'd he do that?
Because he's Sean.
Because I lost a bet. Our advent calendar, we do poor guesses basically for the whole month. Yeah. And we let our patrons, I don't know why we let our patrons vote on what we were going to do for the punishment. I lost and it was frosted tips. So I wanted to do it for the month of December. So it'd be 24 videos. And Dan was like, well, that's not how we're going to do it. And I said, all right, we'll just rip it for the pours in the park.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's a good time to do it. You could have done it. You remember that sun in stuff that just like the sun fried your hair?
It just kind of made your hair green.
You could have done that because you're outside,
Yeah, Michelle Davlar did it for me. She was so kind to do that.
Well, I'm glad that you.
She did great work.
Yeah, it's just really greasy right now. I've been wearing a hat for 2 days and I don't have water still at my house, so no showers.
Oh, so you did laundry, but you did not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Priorities, man. My wife needed scrubs, so I went and did laundry, and now I'm back and doing some work.
Sean,
what if she meant for you to take a shower when she was mentioning?
She probably did. She probably did.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say, Sean, 35,000 foot view, which is where James was over the state of Michigan as he returned home. Pours in the Park. How'd it go, bud?
Good. It was really good. Got to meet a lot of people, a lot of faces to names. Got to hang out and just relax after everything got started. And the train was already left the station. There's nothing to really do other than sit back and relax it, which I know you guys can relate a little bit to with the Whiskey Weekend Batch 5 coming up. It takes a lot of planning, but when you're in it, it's a lot of fun. You get to just hang out with people and really just enjoy some whiskey with people.
What was the top 2 highlights for you?
Oh, top 2 highlights. When Grease left early.
Tommy D's beard.
Oh.
I didn't ask you that, Grease. That's coming. You said when Grease left.
All mine are sexual.
Right? Yeah. Grease left early, which was great.
Yeah.
He kept his shirt on. That's a asterisk to 1A.
So it's like a wash. Yeah.
And then Bubble Bath Bourbon set up in a pool and was walking around with a Speedo for a while. If you guys didn't see that, that was fun.
A picture of the Speedo. It was like Matt Porter was like coming out of the car or something, like doing a grand entrance, and there's just a dude in like a flesh-colored Speedo sitting there.
Yeah. The shelf turds are back there blowing up a pool, and I was like, do I want to know? And they're like, no. I was like, all right, rip it. And then Bubble Bath was in a Speedo, and we went with it. A crop top and a Speedo. Sorry.
You can't go halfway on that. You got to go full.
The Chug Life shirt, though, slayed.
Oh, he had it. He had it.
It was perfect. There's a picture of me on the internet, Will, that I don't know if you've seen yet.
I have anything where you're tagged blocked, so I can't see it. That's why I saw the dude in the Speedo, but nothing you have done there.
You didn't see me putting $1 in his Speedo with my mouth?
Were you tagged in it?
Yeah.
Oh, I was tagged.
Then that's why I did not see it.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
It happened.
Yeah.
Overall, though, I mean, realistically, it went great.
Second base at Pours in the Park.
But so Friday night, y'all had a VIP event at
we did.
the Valentine. Is that right?
Valentine they have a cocktail lounge that we had the VIPs go into the back, and we did a pour with them of the Pingree. They could pick anyone that they wanted. They had 5 different ones there. They had like a 7-year black label, a 15-year black label, 15-year blue label, and then 2 other ones I don't remember right now. But that was great. Everyone got to try a lot of really cool stuff from that distillery that doesn't go everywhere.
Right.
So I hope everyone enjoyed those. I had 2 of them, and they were both fantastic.
Dude, those were some. I mean, it was real good. It was like 15-year-old freaking barrel proof,
like whiskey or something.
Yeah.
Well, it was MGP.
Yeah.
But it was the highest year in proof that I'd ever had from MGP, and it was very nice.
I think the lowest one was the 118.
Oh, wow.
Was that the 7-year? I can't remember.
I don't have my 7-year.
It was like 5 or 6 options.
Yeah.
They were all. I did not have a bad one.
This is
they've
done really, really well.
Jeff Frederick, thank you for the super chat. Says sipping on Pours in the Park Pingree blend. Had a blast this weekend. So happy to meet everyone. Even Grease, can't wait for the next one. And people,
I remember
people got a bottle, correct?
Yeah, that was part of the ticket prices. We did a blend with Valentine actually for the meetup. Awesome. And it was half MGP and then half Justin, who is the master distiller for Valentine, his distillate.
Awesome.
So he killed it for us. That bottle turned out fantastic.
Just something super unique you couldn't get anywhere else. And if you went to Pours in the Park, you could.
Justin's a really good looking dude, by the way.
Yeah, he was not supposed to be there. We had talked to him earlier in the day, and he's like, "Hey, when you come and pick this stuff up?" And we're like, "Oh, we're on our way down. We'll be there." He's like, "Well, I'm leaving for the weekend." We're like, "All right, cool. Have a great one." And then he just showed up at the event. And we're like, I thought you were leaving. He's like, yeah, I talked to Maureen, and, it was a little late. We were at work a little late, so we just came to hang out. Like, that's cool.
Nice. Oh, so she came with him?
No, she stayed at home.
Okay, no, he's pretty cool. I got to meet him a little bit, hang out. Very, very cool guy.
I'm really glad that we actually got got to hang out with Sean and get some like good info before Dan got here, which is typically he shows up early so that he can just, wreak havoc on something. But Dan is here. God. He also, I know he's doing something wrong because there's a second person that joined StreamYard and it says, don't add this one. So what's going on, Dan?
This is a disaster, dude.
Already. Yeah.
Is the plant staying or is that part of the new build?
Dude, here's the thing. The problem is
you're not on your microphone. Yeah, you're definitely on.
I don't think you're on there.
You still hear me?
I mean, yes, you're on your computer. Tank. You're on your computer mic.
Your internet is trying as hard as it can.
Jeez. Control Alt Delete, Dan.
Come here.
Just do that.
Let everyone see you. Cut the film.
Oh my gosh. Wow, is this how every time y'all get together is?
Oh God, dude.
I muted him because that was hell.
Knox does not like that noise.
Yeah. Dan, I'm going to unmute you if you think that you're not going to be. Oh, he gone.
Oh, he gone.
Dan, how many times do you think Dan's gone live before? With like
on his own? Yeah, without Sean fixing it? 0.
That's a streaming setup.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with that.
Okay.
Oh, it was trying to play a video game.
Yep. Yeah. That must be it.
They're trying to lose a video game.
So Sean, I know a lot of people that followed along. They know we went to Valentine. They know we went to a park and had some pours. Kind of inside those environments, like kind of what was super cool to you as far as meeting the people. Like, did you meet somebody? I'll tell you this much before you go, because I want to claim it because I don't want you to claim it. Okay. I was so excited to meet David and Kira. I was excited to meet Jason in the flesh. I was excited to meet freaking Shayla.
Yep.
And then Matt Porter decides to show up and look freaking baller. Like he has lost so much weight. He's crushing it.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, Matt's down like 65 pounds right now.
Yeah.
Doing great.
Like something
That's awesome.
Something crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's killing it.
It's crazy.
Man, the whole weekend really went super well. People, like, at the beginning, we did like a little welcome thing, talked to everyone. We're like, hey, like the theme of the day is just be cool. Like,
right.
That's all it is. We gave you ample tickets to do enough damage. And everyone was like super cool, very considerate to everyone around them, the park. There was no trash left. We asked people to help us like break down the fence really fast. And Dan had to sprint out and tell distilleries to stop giving samples because everyone tore down the fence so fast, which saved us hours of time.
That's awesome.
But I mean, it went off so much better than I envisioned. And I did not sleep for several days under the run up.
I understand
you guys get that
feeling very well.
Yeah. Just a lot of anxiety about everything that can go wrong, will go wrong. We figured it was going to rain, but the weather held out for us. And everyone was just super effing cool. And
we got Dan back.
High marks for next year.
He's down. Answer it, and I'll mute you because it says don't add this one, but yet he's there and calling Greece. Why don't
you just try to add it and see?
So because he was calling you, so I want you to talk to him for a second.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
very curious.
He didn't pick up.
You're unhelpful. Let's try this.
I hung up on Grease.
Oh my gosh.
Are you in a wind tunnel?
Dude, does it matter at this point?
Yeah, we can
hear you.
I'd
rather just hear two things from you.
I'd rather just hear what it sounds like in real life. I want to hear what Ricky listens to.
We don't have a place to stream from right now. Like, we don't have a set. So I don't like, this is all like real cobble jobbed for StreamYard.
Clearly, if you did not know, things aren't working properly.
My mouse literally just stopped working too.
Where's the projector? Where's your projector? Can you smack that a couple times?
Something keeps adding and leaving my computer.
Something I think Dan could speak into right now. So before the Valentine VIP and before the Pours in the Park, you guys kind of met up with your higher tier people, I guess, or maybe just some really close people,
just friends,
to see the hut, the new hut.
Yeah.
How was it?
That was good.
It was good.
Wow. I'm really glad Dan's on here tonight.
Deep answers tonight. Just deep cuts of this guy.
No, I'm trying to find my... Oh, there it is. Okay, hold on. This mouse is about to work. I hopefully can fix my microphone.
Because clearly you need the mouse.
Yeah, it's not plugged in. That is not your caster, buddy.
And did you get people to help you paint while they were there?
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, we can. I don't think you can hear you.
I didn't change shit. That didn't
Yeah.
fix anything.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go. Hey, it's like something with a noise gate just fucking entered the chat.
Sorry, let's friggin' go. Cheers.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's what you're drinking?
I engineered the shit out of that, guys. That was crazy.
You're still in echo, so it's not perfect.
Awesome.
I don't drink after you.
Okay, listen.
So we do have a super chat from Bourbon Kingdom, which I found hilarious. And
that man.
Overall, it was an amazing time. Also, if you didn't know, Grease is way louder in person, LOL.
True.
But seriously, I can't wait for the next meetup. I did know that, actually.
It was fun. Dan shows up, we have an echo.
Yeah. It's
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm. Can you just go to his settings and turn the
echo cancellation on?
Yeah.
It's on.
Edit mic settings.
I know. It's
there.
Is it better? Is it better?
Yes. Yeah. I just did it.
I did it too. We both did it.
He got it first.
Swear to God.
Too for you, buddy.
I turned it on my end, if you know what I'm saying.
All right. So, Sean, we asked you the question. Everybody knows where y'all went and what we did. 30,000
100% regrets this invite, by the way.
No, I don't. I just love that I told you I would keep you to a tight 10, and it took you 15 to figure out how to talk into a daggone microphone. Damn. All right. I just had asked Sean, like, kind of inside those environments, inside the Valentine, inside the pours in the park, like, kind of what was your favorite,
Are you asking me?
Memory, moment, whatever, conversation.
He just asked me, so yes, he's asking you.
Dan didn't hear that. He was trying to figure out how to turn on a computer.
That's true. I don't have any idea. Listen, Sean, what was your answer?
To which question, bud?
Whatever he just asked.
This is going great.
Do you have any idea what Grease just asked you?
Yeah, Grease said what was your favorite part?
Essentially, yeah. It's funny you guys speak the same language too.
Yeah, whatever. I can read between Grease's lines.
I didn't think you listened at all. Mine was pretty much the fact that the event went really well. Everyone had a great time. I got to meet a lot of cool people.
Yeah, it felt like it went really well. For especially like this is the first year we've ever done it. Obviously, this is the first event we've ever done. Period. So, I really thought that it would be a really big shit show, just because it's a lot of work and there was a lot of unknowns. Like we did it outside. And the reason that we did it outside was because we didn't know what COVID would be like during this time of year, because last year, this time of year, it was different, right? So it was like, if it comes back, when we start talking in January and February, it was like, if it comes back like it did, or if it's the same, or if it's worse, then I want people to feel comfortable. I'd love to not cancel an event, that we planned and spend a bunch of money on. So, my favorite part was that it happened. And then my second favorite part was that like people actually showed up. Like we knew how many tickets we sold, right? We knew that we sold 221 tickets. And it was like, dude,
right there.
If not really. No, we had way more.
Okay, Dan also said
for sale,
if 50 people show up,
it was going
to be a success for him.
I said if 50 people show up from the tickets purchased, then we're successful. Because I was like, I feel like it doesn't feel real till people are there, right? And now next year there'll be a different expectation. It'll be like, oh, people bought tickets last year and came, so then next year, in theory, people will buy tickets and actually show up. But until people show up, with it being the first time, I'd imagine that's how it was with you guys. Like the first event is like,
you just got to get them there.
Yeah, and I feel like if people, I felt like people were being nice and supporting us, and then it wasn't real until like everybody walked into the cocktail lounge and everybody walked into when
that first bus showed up.
Yeah, the park or whatever.
And you're just wanting everybody the whole time. You're just like, please be having fun.
Yeah, please be having fun.
Because
this be worth it. People traveled, right? Like that's the other thing to take into consideration is like this wasn't a public event. This wasn't a Michigan event.
Yeah,
but it was in Michigan. There's no reason to come to Michigan, like at all. Like, well, we don't recommend coming to Michigan.
I don't know. The weather that day could not have been better.
I'm gonna tell you something, Grease. The weather that day is pretty much what you have to say whenever you talk about the weather in Michigan. You can't blanket statement say the weather in Michigan.
Yeah, right.
You have to specify the weather that day was good.
Yeah, 100%.
Also, because 90% of the time it's freaking garbage.
The Davilars are still stuck down in Detroit. Because
are you serious? As of today, a whole nother day?
Flights were canceled for them twice.
What airline?
I don't know. Whatever flies to Idaho.
Spirit.
Who's to say? Hey, Matthew Miles said, thank you for the super chat, Matthew. Had a hell of a time and was great meeting all of y'all. The park was great and the bottle share event was epic. And Dan only had to take one drunk guy back to his room. Can't wait till next year.
Now, I think, without seeing the face, I think Matthew's wife is Carissa. And they were really cool. I really like them.
I hope you're spot on with that. Either that or Matthew has some explaining to do.
Yeah. I'll get into that later. But no, so just coming from, obviously having history and events, Dan and Sean, y'all did a really great job. I was
Thank you, buddy.
Super entertained. Everything flowed well. Can I just say, like, the unsung hero, like, how we've got Nathan, right? And everybody's just like, holy crap, Nathan. Y'all have got a Brandon Sprague.
Yeah, and Ricky, Dan's wife, was doing
and Ricky. Oh, I actually have a question.
Oh, I bet you do,
Dan, about that. Like, here's the deal. Like, Whiskey Weekend Batch 3 was the first time my wife ever came to the thing, and it was just so confused.
Sure, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was the first time.
She was like,
"Who is this person?" We ever did that.
It was the first time that she saw people enjoying Grease's company, which was where the confusion came from.
It was a big shock.
That's what happened. Yeah, pretty much. No, but like, she saw it in the moment. She saw how much I had worked. Like, she, on their side of things, all they see is you're on the phone the whole time. You're in the hut. You're on your computer. You're on a phone outside, and like, and that's very taxing, especially for someone that's like, hey, can we have a little piece of you today? That would be really great. And
Sure.
My wife, I've been through that or whatever. But then once she saw it, once it happened, like, there was just like this excitement from her side of the thing. Like, I totally get it. Like, I get why you do this. I understand the relationships. This community is incredible. I felt like Ricky was having a good time. I tried not to say anything too offensive.
Have you met Dan and Sean?
Well, no, but like,
they say things that are. You're just like
no. She kept
you say things that are not nice.
I don't know if this is her normal look, but she kept looking at me like I was about to get a check mark by my name and stand at recess. Like, she kept watching me like a freaking teacher at recess.
Yeah.
We're in the park.
Well, you were kind of on the babysit list.
We only gave the police one guy's picture.
My favorite thing is that y'all said he could come to the event if he brought his wife.
And he had said one requirement.
And he told me that she was. And I was like, first of all, how did you convince your wife to get someone to watch the kids, to fly to Michigan, to go to an event with Dan and Sean?
Yeah.
Because that's not like her scene.
Well, I'm going to be honest.
He didn't.
Yeah, coming to find out, he brought James, and James just left before the event. So,
he told James specifically.
I will say this,
James, you weren't invited. My wife was.
The biggest mistake was not seeing if James could fly back the next day, because even more so than like, hey, Grease, nice to meet you, it was like, where's James? Like, that's all I heard the entire night at Valentine's.
Most people wanted to make sure James made it.
It's very true.
No, honestly, for real, I was just thinking about it a little bit, but honestly, like, my favorite part now, because like Friday night, when we were at the event, the cocktail lounge, they did really well at the cocktail lounge. My favorite part, like looking back, a couple of my favorite parts were everywhere that we left. So we left the cocktail lounge, obviously Friday night. We obviously left the park Saturday, right? And then we left the hotel Sunday. Everywhere that we left, the distillers were like ecstatic after the event, which is awesome. The cocktail lounge was like, everybody was so kind. Everybody was so pleasant. The POI system at the cocktail lounge went down for 2 of the 3 hours we were there. Mm-hmm. And she's like, nobody complained. Like, she's like, I did my best. Right. But, and she had handwritten everybody's orders, what they had ordered, their names, how much their pour cost. She had handwritten it all down so she could enter it manually later. And she was like, nobody complained during any of it. Jeez. Everybody was super kind. And then in the park, when we were leaving, we were talking to the distillers. And one of the distillers, who is also a brewery, they were like, we go to a lot of events, and this was such a refreshing, everybody's not tanked. It's not just like, hey, everybody, let's go get hammered and party. And he was like, people were like genuinely interested. They were pleasant. Everybody was polite. Nobody was an asshole. I had a meeting at the beginning when all the distillers were setting up. And I told them, I'm like, you guys have full rights to say somebody can't have something here. Like, that's up to you guys. So if you think somebody's been overserved, don't serve them. If somebody's being an asshole, don't serve them. Right. Like, and we tried to make that clear with everybody. It's like, this isn't a public event. This is our event. This is our family. So when you come, you got to represent our family, right? So you don't come and be an asshole and then think you're being a part of the Bourbon Junkies thing, right? Because that's not the point and that's not the purpose. And people, listen, honestly, it's an event where people were having drinks from 12 to 5 and then a bottle share afterwards. Mm-hmm. One person just needed help back to their room. They weren't being an asshole, right? They just drank too much.
He even apologized when Dan took him back.
Yeah, and listen, we walked back and he was in a good mood. He's just intoxicated, right? And there were a couple hundred people there.
I told you not to drink that much, bud.
Well, I carried Grease back to his room. You know what I'm saying? But
I will say though, it speaks to the community you guys have, and it's something that surprises us at our own events as well. It's just that you get that look from people sometimes when you go to them and talk about, hey, we're about to put on a whiskey event. We want to use your space, we want to do this. And even people in the whiskey industry are like, okay, I know how this goes, because if it's a public event, like you're saying, people can just come. There's no connection. It's just I can go get drinks and have a good time. But the difference between people that are around whiskey podcasts or around Whiskey Tube are that it is that family aspect, it is that community aspect, that they understand they're getting together to hang out with their family and friends. Right. It's not all about the whiskey, and I love to see it translate in so many different ways. And what you're saying is just, it's so refreshing and a reminder of why we do what we do, because people are genuinely good. They're good people that we're hanging out with, that's
and to piggyback a little bit on what Dan said, like the hotel even reached out to Brandon at the end, was like, hey, everything was great. People picked up after themselves. Like, there wasn't just trash everywhere. We hope you guys come back next year. We're like, that's all right, awesome. Cool. Good to hear. Because that's where people got the most rowdy for sure.
Yeah. Sure. Outside looking in, like, everybody was super respectful. Everybody was just there to have a good time. Mm-hmm. Like, was the line super long at the Valentine to get a drink? Absolutely. Did it matter at all? No, because everybody's just standing anyway. So you're just either standing in line having a conversation, or you're just over to the side having a conversation. It wasn't a big deal at all. Super nice place.
This is from Jared. Thanks for the super chat. He says, I'm interested to hear from Grease, which Grease is going to go to a little bit more when we let Dan and Sean go here in a minute. But he said, what was more expensive, round trip airfare to Detroit or ride to the airport?
I'll get into it later. I'll get into it later. Jared, I'll come back to you.
Before you guys kick us out of here, Jared Lesher is the size of an NFL lineman.
Yeah, so is Lukens.
Yeah.
He literally, like, if you're, you just see him.
Yeah.
Like,
he shook my hand.
Seeing people, you're just like, dude, there he is.
I was like, I'm going to never make fun of you again in chat, because I now know the size of you, and you will literally rip me in half, and I'm good on that.
People don't ban him. Don't put him in timeout.
No. Yeah. Honestly, I was super excited. There are definitely things that will change for next year. Honestly, we did it outside because of COVID concerns, but I liked it. I liked how it turned out. The weather, like, worrying about the weather wasn't fun, right? But there are times in Michigan when we obviously get less rain than when we get rain, right? Like, every spring we get a ton of rain.
Thanks for that, buddy.
We usually don't get a bunch of rain. But August is usually like a good month in Michigan. August is usually one of the best weather months we have, I feel like. Mm-hmm. And so, honestly, like, it'd be awesome to just do it outside again. It was spacious. People didn't have to feel crowded. The weather was beautiful. We had the tents, for shade. Realistically, they turned out for shade, which is great. But in case it rained, I don't know. The other thing, like, seeing how, and you guys get this with Whiskey Weekend too, but until you, like, just invest way more work and time than you think you're going to into something, you don't understand how crazy it is, how cool it is to see the positive feedback and how happy people are, or like the memories, the pictures, right? And people saying this was so much fun and I can't wait to do this again. Seeing those things, you don't realize how cool that is till you're on the other end of, like, dude, we put together this event with, like, and like you said, like, literally Brandon helped us so much, right? Mm-hmm. And Sean Opperman helped us, and Ricky helped us, like, a ton. Like, if Ricky didn't do the logistics that day for the event, I think Sean and I's day is significantly different than it was.
And we had a dozen people help us set up the park in the beginning. So
and then 30 people tear down, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
that's awesome.
It's just one of those things, man.
I
don't know.
offered
It was.
and they didn't let me do that. I offered to come there and help set up.
They've seen pictures of the Nook, and they've seen how late we already getting started because things aren't set up. They didn't trust you.
Grease literally, we announced how bad Grease's poor guess was. He literally just left right after. He just left her in the middle of it.
See you.
We're like, oh, it was.
They poured me
Remus bourbon, and then he just left because it was so poor. So,
what did he guess?
Remus.
Oh, and what was it?
100 proof.
101 rye.
I mean, choose your batch. I don't give a crap.
I was asking Dan, but
it was Wild Turkey 101 rye, which I knew that, but I thought they.
No, you didn't.
I thought they switched it up.
You knew but you were completely wrong. That sounds actually normal for you. Guys, thank you so much for giving us some of your time.
You guys, I mean, incredible job. It was so much fun. I'm about to go into my experience on my side of things, but we just thought it would be fun to have you guys on here. And
everybody,
appreciate it.
Everybody on here, I'm sure, is already subscribed, but if you're not, go over to Bourbon Junkies on YouTube, subscribe to them, watch them. They're good friends of ours, and we've really enjoyed getting to know you guys better.
Huge bump in subs tonight, guys.
And
huge bump.
Can't wait to make it to the next Pours in the Park.
Yeah, no, for sure. We won't do one on the same weekend next time. So
that's fair. Yeah,
we'll be able to make it. Hopefully.
Yeah. August can be tricky. I have 2 children's birthdays.
Yeah,
so
you in literally apparently most of North America. So.
That's fair. That's fair.
Well, you know
why? You know why?
Yeah, I do.
They're Thanksgiving
Winter sucks.
babies.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, or like Halloween night, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a little cold.
No, specifically, I will tell you
peddling candy for about 45 minutes. I just need to get naked and get warm.
Okay.
That would be more of a July baby.
Grease doesn't understand how that works. Thank you guys. I love you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. Before I go, Will, you should ask Grease about the lifts he was wearing on Friday night. Other than that,
oh my gosh,
I will.
You guys,
that's
such crap. I can't help it. Sean was wearing slippers.
Bye.
All right. So I will say before we ask that, we have a couple super chats, and I'll get into you. But this is Joe Sullivan says, "Wish I was able to make it. Definitely going to make it next year, whatever it takes. Work definitely got in the way. Stupid healthcare system." Joe, thank you so much.
Healthcare is broken.
And
it's broken.
I did see this. This wasn't a super chat, but it's from Julie Like, so she gets a pass. It says Matthew's wife is Chrissy, but it's okay, Grease. The kamikazes made things confusing.
I said Carissa.
It's understandable.
It is Chrissy.
Were you doing kamikazes?
Oh, I'm gonna get there, Will.
Okay,
I'm gonna get there.
All right, we have one more super chat, and then I will let you start talking because then it's going to be hard. So this is another one from Jeff Frederick. Thank you, buddy, for the super chat. I want to hear if Grease got the response from his wife that he wanted when he brought back that $300 worth of goodies he took home with him. I think I understand what that is, and I don't want. Let's not talk about that. I don't think it's that. You can't do that. That's not okay. That's not okay.
It's not. It's not.
All right.
It's not.
All right.
It's not.
All right. Continue.
So continue where?
No, I'm just saying you. First of all, how was your trip? I said I was just going to let you talk. You've never been at a loss for words when I say continue.
Well, I didn't know what angle you were coming at me. Okay, so here's
whatever you want to get into.
We're going to rewind. Number one, we love Dan and Sean. It was so amazing to go to that event. It was really, really great. I'm just going to tell you kind of my side of it.
That's what I was looking for.
I'm going to get to the event super quick, but prior to that, I get on the so I get to my gate super early because I'm like pre-chat or whatever it is, and I go there, and I'm there in plenty of time, so I have 2 drinks at the bar, and the doubles of 4 Roses single barrel were $18 for a double, so $9 a pour. So I was like, take 2. So I do, and then I feel great. I'm getting on the plane. I'm fine.
Of course you did.
We get up in the air, and you know how the blood thing happens.
No, I don't know if you understand how alcohol works. And we've been doing a whiskey podcast for a long time now, and you've been a professional drinker for a lot longer.
Well, no, yeah,
and
I was
you're
fine.
saying you had 2 doubles back to back while waiting for your plane, and then lo and behold, 30 to 40 minutes later, you felt it.
No, I didn't feel it until I got down to the land. So I went up. I was like, dude, I'm feeling great. I'm good. I'll get another wild turkey. I got another wild turkey. I got a water. I get off the plane. I'm walking to the baggage claim, and I'm like, I mean, it hit me like a ton of bricks. It wasn't that I was sick or I was like,
how many did you have on the plane?
Just 1.
Plus the double. Yeah.
So I had like 7.5 ounces.
Sweet. Great.
And like
he was going there, getting there at a specific time to go work.
Well, yeah, but it was fine. I just hadn't had any. I didn't have any breakfast.
You called me and said, I don't know if I can taste these samples. I've had 7.5 ounces of whiskey. And I was like, you're the most irresponsible human I know.
I know. It's like, what are you even doing? Why are you doing it?
Yeah.
That's why James came. We knew he would be more responsible. Anyway, so I get there. I get to the warehouse. Mm-hmm. They've got Jet's Pizza for me. They thought it was like, oh, like local pizza. I was like, no, we have Jet's. And Jet's is amazing. Thank you so much. Oh, Chrissy.
She just hopped on.
Oh, yeah. I called you Carissa, Chrissy. I'm really sorry, Chrissy. Yeah, it was fine. I knew it was a K, and okay.
That was my fault. I shouldn't have derailed.
So, yeah, you just derailed. So I get there, and we taste through some great things, for Oak and Thieves, the private label and stuff. And so we actually got to taste stuff straight out of the barrel, and then we started doing a little bit of blending, and James is just super good at that. I had a couple of little things to say, and he went down that road. He will never tell you that he listened to me, but he did not listen to me.
No, it sounds like he kept removing things that you said.
Well, no, he just took less of what I said to do, which
you kept saying more. He said, okay,
no,
we understand. Actually,
I already said every time he took away, I said it was great.
We've actually been over all this already.
Okay. It was great.
Continue.
And then the something that I found really, really great is they had this like a hybrid, which was with French oak and American oak in there, and it was just right out of
barrel. The barrel was a hybrid.
The barrel was a hybrid. Sorry, yes, and it was fabulous. It was really good. Now, I left from there. Went to the hotel. Craig Puckett, by the way, mad shout out to Craig for picking me up or actually flying in at the same time, letting me ride. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, keep talking. You're good. I'm just gonna have fun with this.
He actually headed over to Oak and Thieves, or to the Oak and Thieves thing with me. He's a part of that group, so it was really cool to do that with him. We tasted through some stuff, we blended a little bit, and then he and I headed to the hotel. We thought we were going to get like a good solid hour nap, but for some weird reason, it took us forever to get there. And then we went straight to Valentine. Valentine was a blast. Like I walk in and I'm like, there's Matt Porter.
Yeah.
There's
your Huckleberry said it was so good to see you at Porter's. Enjoy the convo at Valentine and in the park. So thank you for the super chat as well.
Your Huckleberry. James made
90% chance Grease doesn't remember your conversation.
No, 100% I do. So there was a weird moment with James where he said, I'm your Huckleberry. Exactly. He said it wrong. It's actually supposed to be, I'm your Hucklebearer.
In the movie?
In the movie. And it makes it, James is upsetting me.
I thought it's, I'll be your Huckleberry.
I'll be your Hucklebearer. Here's the deal. So Huckle is that thing on the casket, the handle.
Are you saying that you know the truth or James knows?
No, this is James's argument.
Okay.
And I don't find a flaw in it. And everybody that I told it to is like,
that checks out.
Just check out. So that's called the Huckle. And then
like Huckle, a pallbearer.
A pallbearer.
I'll be your pallbearer.
And the phrase means I'm going to put you in the grave, essentially. So I'm your Hucklebearer. Is it meaning like I'm going to take you to the grave?
Okay. I mean, it makes a lot more sense.
How long does it? I'm like, we have social media. Like, how?
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if it's true, but I'm going to start saying it.
I'm your Hucklebearer.
Yeah. So was it Friday night when you were wearing lifts? Because Dan thank you for the super chat, said, Will Grease came to the event like 6'1" and swore he wasn't wearing lifts.
Okay. I didn't know those shoes made me taller, but it's just those Nike Air Maxes that I have.
Oh, I know. With the 4.5-inch heels.
Are they really that high?
Real high.
They're probably that high.
They're a solid 3-inch heel.
I feel like that's three. No, that's not. It's not that big.
No, you're not good at measuring. Just think. Okay, do it 1 inch. You know what that looks like times 3.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
There it is.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
So you were wearing lifts and everybody gave you a hard time.
Yeah.
Great.
So a couple of really great moments at Valentine. That was the VIP thing the night before. It was really cool. Got to see a lot of great people. I got to see Shayla, and I was just like, I just don't even know how this is happening right now.
Uh-huh.
Because she's in another country. But anyway, she was super cool.
Michigan's not a different country, bud. It's U.S.
It's
allegedly.
And then Michelle and Julie. Michelle Davilar and
she's
Julie Like.
She did the frosted tips, right?
Got involved in my life and decided with Michelle's husband Will, and there was a couple other strangers too, that we were just going to start doing kamikaze shots. This was after we've already just essentially had an open bar.
Yeah, this checks out. This is Friday night, right?
Oh yeah, Michelle's just like,
Will won't do it cause a kamikaze shot with me, so I need you, Grease, to say you're gonna do it, because then you'll be like, hell yeah.
So literally he comes out of the bathroom like, hey, Grease wants to do a kamikaze shot with you or whatever, and he was like, hell yeah, I'll do. It's on brand. Yeah. I can't imagine another shot other than a Jaeger bomb, which I probably would not have done. Of just a very greasy situation. But yeah, no. So me and Julie and Michelle and Will, we all get our kamikaze shots, and we go back into the event space, and we do this cheers or whatever. And I start talking party girl crazy, you know, or what is it called?
White girl screaming is what you were doing.
White girl. Grease was white girl screaming.
Yeah.
I by the way,
that's why someone
if y'all don't follow Dan Shook's gaming channel, that was it right there.
Keep going.
Let me go ahead and tell you something. It's basically 2 hours of talking
without being able to get like the microphone connected properly and stuff.
Well, no, it's 2 hours. It's 2 hours of him just upset and just calling people out, and then everybody in chat calling him out. It's just this roundhouse kick to the face, and then he's like, screw it, I'll just play some Call of Duty. It's freaking great. I love it.
Said y'all did Cosmo, Lemon Drop, and kamikaze shots.
Which
y'all did like a bunch of shots.
I don't. I just remember. I said, I was like, oh my god, this is gonna make me so drunk. I've never had this much before. But
I am so grateful I wasn't there with you, so you could just be your stupid self for a little bit.
100%. I got it out of my system.
No, you didn't, but at least you got to do it. I'm saying you didn't get it all out of your system, because you can never do that. Right. It's still there.
I just never know how much I can give or take.
Yeah.
You know?
Julie said that story was actually her, but you're not very good at keeping people straight, are you?
What?
The shot story.
She was there.
No, I know. She said that was her that I think did the whole like story about you need to do it so someone will drink it.
Sure.
Anyway, this is fine.
Details are fuzzy, Julie.
Clearly. That's her entire point.
It was really great seeing Dan and Julie, as always. Dan, I don't know what he lifted weights before he got there. He already looked like a daggone specimen, but then for some weird reason, he's like, I got to get my pool body going on after whiskey weekend.
Yeah.
If there's anything, like, I know for a fact he loves Pours in the Park way more than Whiskey Weekend because of his body shape.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
Because he was, I hugged that man, and I'd never hugged something more
sturdy.
Yes.
Rigid.
Yeah, it's like a daggum, like a bull, like a PBR bull. So the Valentine was great. It was just super chill. Really good time. About 100 people there. Just having some great pours. Really great pour. I was the Pingree pours.
What was your top tastes? Top three.
I enjoyed mostly the 15-year-old MGP barrel proof.
Was that Pingree?
Yeah. So they called that the Caroline or something like that. They had different names for the barrel releases or whatever.
There's one that James really wants. It's called the Diane, because for obvious reasons, his wife's name is Diane.
They were great. There was a 7-year that a lot of people really liked more. That was probably arguably the favorite of the night, is all I've heard. It was a little softer. It was super crushable, sweeter. That's the 15-year-old 134 proof-ish, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
It was every bit of that proof.
Oh,
that was my only
spicy.
Oh yeah, it was hot. However, it was bursting with flavor. The finish was there, but the finish almost seemed to last shorter than what it should be because of the burn, like on the proof. Like it was just the finish was there. It made itself known, but it wasn't a flavorful finish. It was just kind of like a burning off at the end. Damn,
real quick too.
Super fast. But no, it was very good. I just said if there's something, I was expecting that pour to be borderline perfect because it's 15-year-old MGP at barrel proof, and I'd never had that before. I had the opportunity to have it, and that's the only thing wrong. It was a beautiful whiskey. It was just a little hot. And I also don't know how, if it had any airtime at all. I should have put a drop of water in it. I did not. I'm sorry. I should have done that. But so Bourbon Kingdom is saying, yes, that 15-year-old was 134.4 proof. That's whatever it was. And then Chrissy says the 7-year was the Sugar House Holiday was amazing, but the Caroline was the best. So the Caroline was the 15-year-old. But yeah, I heard a lot of really great things. Anyway, so
yeah, she had a great time.
Yeah, it was a great time. It was super great. I got Eagle Rared by Dan. It was really great.
Yeah.
And then we go to the park. They provided shuttles for everybody. I happen to have a ride that was really nice.
I could have sworn you just said the word shovels, and I was just like, I'm just going to go with it. I don't know why they had a shovel game that they provided for everyone.
Shuttles. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that was super nice, super great. It honestly, it helped with safety, it helped with convenience, it helped with so many different things. And so we get out there.
Blake Benson did say that if you had come by his suite, you could have sampled Top Pork and Tender, 4-gate 14-year Indiana Foundation, but he blew you off. It's because he didn't remember who you were, Blake.
Okay.
He didn't even remember your name. He's like, who the heck are you, Blake Benson?
That is not
100% true. Guaranteed he did not know you were. As a matter of fact,
I know Blake Benson.
Earlier in the chat, Blake said Grease didn't even remember me. So,
well, I turn around and there's this guy staring straight down my soul. And he's like, you don't remember me, do you? And I was like, nope. Trying to figure this out right now.
It's fine. He doesn't remember Julie like either.
But Blake Benson, he's a freaking icon. He's a freaking champion. When he came to Whiskey Weekend, his freaking spread in his hotel room was stupid. He did the same thing again.
How would you know you didn't go?
I didn't go to a lot of things at batch 4.
So I asked what your top 3 pours were you had, and you had one that you told me, and then you gave negative comments about it. So is that
I gave one I said if I like just to call it like it is.
No, I know I wanted 3 different pours that were like your favorite things you tried.
So there's a Grand Traverse, not Traverse City or whatever. It's Grand Traverse. It's a distillery out of Michigan. They were at the park. Their own distillate, freaking good.
Nice.
So
be on the lookout for that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had their double rye, and then I had their, I think it was just a single barrel proof rye.
Yeah.
I did have their a bourbon later. Bourbon was in the pocket.
Yeah.
I didn't ask what the prices were, but I'm assuming they're probably going to be in the range of everything else. I would assume
like
that's coming out
$2.99.
Yeah, like $3.99 plus tax.
Yeah, right.
And I was super impressed by those pours. I mean, extremely impressed. And then Gary Franchi comes up in here and says, I've got a treat for you. And I know he helped Mama Green. I understand.
And they read it. They saw it. You don't have to read it out loud.
He has Gary, and somebody else. I can't remember his name.
Probably Blake Benson.
No, it wasn't. Had this pint bottle with words written on it.
And words are
hard.
hard.
Like, hey man, you need to try this.
Yeah.
And it was a hazmat weeder. Where was it? New Holland pick? Maybe.
I don't know. You tell me.
I think that was it. Dude. I'm already ISO. They bought I think they bought like 5 barrels.
And Travis was the other fella.
Travis.
Yep.
That makes sense.
New Holland single barrel.
Travis
is
City.
What it was. No, his name is Travis. It was Gary and Travis that had the treat.
Yeah.
Right.
Traverse.
It was 8 years in that age.
Garrett and Traverse.
All right. Well, any other highlights?
Yeah, I met everybody. Like, I met so many channels, so many people. I got to be Kira's cornhole.
Yeah, I saw that.
Partner.
It sounded like it didn't go well.
Well, it went well. So we appropriately called it. We were cornhole partners.
That also checks out.
So we did that. So Kira would always go to the left.
Yeah.
And so I literally had to stand over the hole and be like, it's over here. Like, and I had to direct her to the side of it. I was like, it's over here.
Yeah.
And she was just throwing bags like left and right.
Yeah.
And she finally got one in. And I celebrated that one really hard.
I bet you did. You're an encourager.
Well, I ran across the field
and gave her a big old hug.
Well, David was there, so I felt comfortable enough to like wrap one leg.
Oh, okay.
Around,
but you didn't do the old.
No, I didn't go.
You didn't do the mountain cat.
I didn't go full like koala missionary. You know what I'm talking about?
Koalinary is what I call it.
That's something else that requires anesthesia.
That's a culinary.
I don't even know what. No, that's food. Will.
No, that's culinary.
Cool. All right, you know how to mess me up big time, boss.
Yep.
Okay, so it was a great time. Obviously, really great people. Kira, the cornhole partner thing, that was hilarious. I knew we wouldn't win, but it was fine.
Yeah.
I had to leave early, so I was like, I didn't really win anyway. I could have won if I wanted to.
Don't think so.
No, probably not. But yeah, so I can't remember all of the distilleries that were there off the top of my head. Bardstown was there.
That's unfortunate.
Really great. There's an interesting story behind that. I would love to tell you.
You can tell me sometime. Don't like them. Go for it.
Yeah. No, it was
real hard for them to win that one back.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
But I'll do it. I think
you'll win them back.
Well, no,
I don't want them to.
There's a step in the right direction. Well,
I doubt it. I wasn't in part of it. So, you're the type of victim that apologizes to your offender.
Well,
I'm so sorry that I made myself so vulnerable.
No, I didn't do that at all.
Yeah, I've seen you do it before.
You weren't there. You have no idea. Yeah. So, by the way, Sean's out of water at his house. He has to go to his parents to do laundry. You should have seen the way he was looking at those coolers full of water at the event. That was number one. Number two, they didn't have any food other than the food truck, except for these cakes. And I was like, what are all these cakes doing? And apparently there's a crap ton of birthdays in August, and that's why they did that. So just to come back to you as far as about 2 kids being in August.
Double kid birthday.
Do like that Halloween night, man.
Yeah, man.
Just got to make that thing special.
Thanksgiving.
The food truck was amazing, by the way. I don't know what it was, but it was a freaking tacos.
This is you were so good at giving trip reports. I don't know what the food truck was, but I ate food.
It doesn't matter.
I didn't know what the distilleries were.
What am I going to
drink whiskey?
What are people going to do? Like, oh, I'm in Paducah, Kentucky. I'm going to call that food truck down here so I can try it.
No, they just want to hear what you did. Not just I had food.
Yeah,
had food, drank whiskey, left early, lost cornhole.
I will say this: Michigan, near Detroit, wherever we were, I don't know.
Yeah, there was
Auburn Heights.
There was Mammoth, Journeyman, Dragon's Milk, Bardstown, Highway, Grand Traverse. Cooper's Craft. I think that's supposed to be Cooper's Craft, not Copper's Craft, unless there's a different one.
I think it's Cooper. I think it was Cooper's Craft.
Cooper's Craft is the Brown Foreman brand, right? Cool. I want to say thank you to Chrissy for keeping this on track tonight, because
she's basically a producer at this point.
A lot more than that. She's basically a co-host at this
point.
So.
I text Dan and Sean today. I was like, hey, do y'all have any pictures from the event that I can use for a thumbnail? Like, just like even like a big group picture or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, no, man, I never took any pictures. And I never do it either.
Right.
And I need to document. I just need to document better. But it was so fun. I got to meet so many different people. And yeah, it was a really great time. There was bottle shares at the hotel later on that evening that I missed. There was one the night before. I'll go back to that. I hadn't eaten since lunch of Jet's Pizza. It was 12:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So we went by McDonald's. You want to know what my McDonald's order was after not being able to eat for 13 hours?
Let's hear about it.
2 McDoubles, a large fry.
Yeah.
And 20 nuggets.
These are the details he remembers.
Right. I ate everything but half the fries.
It is.
I actually just started eating the nuggets like they were fries.
It is Copper's Craft, by the way.
It is
Copper. So it's Holland, Michigan, not the Cooper's Craft, which is the Brown Foreman bourbon.
Yeah. So I had McDonald's and I was supposed to go over to the Embassy Suites, and it was Blake Benson, and I saw that I couldn't walk there easily. Like I could walk there, but it was probably like a 10-minute walk, like going da 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 da. And I was like, I'm just gonna lay down and just see how I feel. I didn't wake up till the next morning, and my teeth felt like there were sweaters all over it because I had not brushed my teeth because I had just laid down thinking I was just going to chill for a minute.
I'm glad you got a solid 8 though.
Oh no, I was like 9.
Yeah, I mean that's good. You said it. I didn't wake up till the next morning. That's a positive thing.
Oh, dude, I had the best hotel sleep I've ever had.
There's no one else in it? Love a solid solo hotel room.
Yeah, well, I usually have solos, but like the bed, I usually like. Everything is just so heavy. You know what I mean? Like I don't like heavy sheets. I don't like heavy blanket. This is like a super thin sheet, 3% thin.
Yeah.
What do you call it?
Sheet.
Comforter.
Yeah.
It was a great night of sleep.
I'm glad you had a good one.
It was really good. It was a blast. It was really fun being on the other side of it because this is kind of the first event that I went to that I wasn't a part of in some way.
Yeah.
Like we've done tastings. Yeah, we've done tastings. We've done obviously Whiskey Weekend. We've done the Southern Whiskey Society where we're like doing podcast lives and stuff like that.
Outlaw Days in Kansas City, stuff like that.
So like I haven't gone as I'm attending this to get as much out of it as I possibly can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I felt like I did that. I got to meet some really great people. I've got this group of 4 guys that we called Ride or Die. Like we rode to Valentine and back, and we rode to the park with each other, and we just named ourselves the Ride or Die.
That's cute.
It was really cute. Out of it. I don't think they knew of our channel, so I think we gained like 2 people.
Oh, 2 out of the 4?
Yeah,
and Eric, 1 was you?
Mike for sure didn't know we had a channel.
That's 66% conversion rate, bud.
Eric,
you need to get on the ground. Boots on the ground, baby.
Dude,
Grease is some guerrilla marketing.
If you send me into a city, how many?
Send me to a city.
Right.
We're gonna get round trip flights. We're gonna get hotels. We're gonna get food. I'm not gonna show up to the tasting, be able to actually be worth it. And then
if you give me $1,000, I'll give us 100 subs.
2 people. No, man. No way you get 100 subs out of $1,000. You probably spent $500 on this and gained 2 from your little click.
Yeah, but I was.
That's some math.
Well, if you don't know that we have a channel, there's a like and subscribe button right here.
Yeah.
Improve Will Wrong. I feel like I was pretty good boots on the ground.
I think this is a good comment to end it. This is from Bourbon Junkies. Glad you could make it, Grease. We'll try not playing around 7,000 birthdays next year at night, y'all. Grease, I'm glad you got to go. I'm sad I missed it. Sounds like it was a blast. Sounds like every single person in attendance had fun.
Yeah.
And
it was very respectful. It was very, I didn't know about anything that got out of hand or out of line. It sounds like there was, just one little hiccup, but they did a really great job. And Ricky obviously had a hand in this.
Basically the only person that made this happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. All right, she did look at me though,
because people warned her about you, Grease. You have a bad reputation.
I don't.
Yes,
I don't.
You
do. Can we just? Okay.
All right, folks. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and give us a thumbs up and subscribe and ring the bell and do all the things you're supposed to do on YouTube. If you're listening to the podcast feed, go ahead and rate and review us. We appreciate it. It helps out a lot. And if you want to join our barrel club, oakandthieves.com. That's oak and is written out A-N-D. thieves.com. And what else? You can support the channel at patreon.com/thepodcast. And we don't know Jack,
but we'll drink it.
And Julie says, Will, you're doing kamikazes at Whiskey Weekend Batch 5, buddy. I don't play faves. I love shots. Love them. I'm in.
Yeah,
let's do some kamikazes.
He gets tetanus for fun. He's just like, I haven't had my tetanus shot in 3 years. Light me up.
It was over a decade.
Well, no, it's supposed to last 10 years, right?